leaving Wayne Keys, just here at the end of the prison road. A little bit chilly this morning, having to keep the defrosters on so I can see. You can see my gauges there. We're just getting warmed up. I can't really look at the camera, so my apologies if it's not where it needs to be. Show you my trip meter. I reset it at Wayne's house, so we've gone almost 3 miles. Fuel gauge is on empty. I'm going to have to put a little bit in it just for emergency use, but I'm not planning to burn any of it. I'll show you when we get to the gas station how much I put in, and you can see when we get there that the gas gauge shouldn't have moved. Okay, just left the fuel station. Here's our mileage, 49019, and the gas tank is 1 notch below full, half full. So just so you can see where we're at, we're 17.5 miles into the trip, cruising down the road at 63 or so, keeping up with traffic all right. Okay, we're 56 miles into the trip now. You can see the gas gauge hasn't really budged much. It has a little bit because I've had some hills and I just had to add a little bit of gas to get up them, but you can see the speed is not what I think it ought to be, and the gasifier temperature is climbing up a little higher than I want it to be, and also I'm starting to see just a hair bit on the hopper, so I'm going to have to stop and fill for a second time. So it looks like I'm getting more or less 30 miles in a hopper. So it burns a little more wood, and it doesn't have quite the power that it should. But again, this is running at about a minimum of performance for this system. But it's never going to be a road burner, I'll tell you that. It's just too heavy and too small of an engine. But nonetheless, I'm rolling down the freeway on wood. How cool is that? Okay, here we are, 75 miles into the trip, maintaining over 55 miles an hour. But here's the interesting thing I've learned. Now, I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but I am not able to pull all the vacuum out of the manifold. I don't know if you can see that. It should be on 0 because I've got it floored. So for whatever reason, it's behaving as if it's about half throttle. Okay? If I were able to give it full throttle, we could speed up, but as it is, we're maintaining over 55. The gasifier temperature is staying steady. Still haven't had to stop the second time to refuel. Temperature gauge is just staying about ambient. You can see that pressure gauge. That's as much as we're able to pull, only those 5 inches. So if I was able to pull more, we could accelerate. But I'll figure that out when I get home. So for right now, I've got the throttle floored, but it's just it's actually behaving as if we were only about half throttle. Wood burner in traffic, just showing that we're keeping up just fine. Doing about 55. Put on the wood, not on the gas. A little bit of water. We just entered into Tennessee. Rolling through Dunlap, Tennessee, maintaining the legal speed limit, staying in traffic. I figured out what my problem was with the restriction and not being able to pull all the vacuum on the manifold. The flex hose that I had connected to connect up the mixing box with the throttle body was collapsing because it was flexible. So I put a piece of PVC pipe in there to keep it from collapsing. And now I can pull full vacuum on it. So we'll show you what it'll do here. accelerates a lot better now. And I'll let you know how it does on the highway. We're trucking along here on the flat. Temperature's up a little higher than I like. Here's the reason. We're running 65 miles an hour on the flat. That's the speed limit. Got the temperatures up. Not sure if you can see that or not. Temperature's up just north of 400. So I think I'm going to slack off just a little bit. But look at that. We're having no trouble maintaining a high speed on a flat ground. Just cruising along about 65. Here's the temperature, whatnot. Hope you can read that. See if you can read the other gauges. I'm sure you can. That's what we're getting on the. That's what we're pulling on the vacuum on the manifold. So almost 0, somewhere around 5 maybe. Not enough to pull any gasoline through. This is 100% wood gas. Driving through Albany, Kentucky. A little bit of town driving. 35, no problem. You might hear a little whistle. I think that's a little pinhole weld that's opened up somewhere on the cooling rack. Running smooth, sweet. Run right along. Rolling across Wolf Creek Dam in the wood gas truck. A little water out there. It's a pretty dam. Just taking it slow. Well, here I am driving the wood burner up Barnett's Creek, our little street. Gas fire is starting to get a little clogged up, but I need to stop and rot it out a little bit, and the grate shaker's not working right, so I got to work on that too. But you can see the difference. Well. Down. That pulls all the way pegged to the gauge, but then as you can see there's almost nothing showing on the hopper. So anyway, we still made it just fine. No problems. I haven't bought any more gasoline, and so that's all I burned. About that much I figure is about 5 gallons, I think. So I might have burned about 4 or 5 gallons just getting over some of those mountains. More particularly before I figured out the problem with the throttle and that flex hose. After I fixed that, it seemed to have a lot more power. Okay, see y'all later.